Oh crap. Hello everyone, welcome to another video of mine. Today I'm switching back to my regular camera. But, it's now the end of the year, and I thought I'd just recommend into this video here for you guys my top favorite personal films of 2018. 2018 for the most part was a very good year for film. And I thought it was, in my view, a really great year. Even though there's a lot of stinkers, though I was much more smarter and wiser to not see those films to see the ones that I wanted to see the most. So the worst are my worst, and the better in my mind. So, with that in my mind, here are my personal favorite movies of 2018, or my top 10 favorite movies of 2018. While I have my list here, I will give up a bunch of honorable mentions, and those are Mowgli, a shocking, in my opinion, a shockingly good Andy Serkis movie that can be found on Netflix. You can go and watch it right now on Netflix. It's just a really fun, really interesting, vivid, mature movie that I thought was really impressive to watch. Bohemian Rhapsody, while undoubtedly a bit formulaic and with some average writing at times, the second half of Bohemian Rhapsody was just pure gold to behold on film. The most recent film I got to see, which I didn't get to review, is Wreck-It Ralph 2, a great animated sequel. Another great animated sequel is The Incredibles 2, which is a great movie of this year. Deadpool 2 I thought was really good. These two, but then next week I'm really shocked I didn't put on my list. Mission Impossible Fallout. Yeah, even I'm shocked that didn't make my list. A Star is Born, which you could consider number 11 for me. And the Gunjim Haunted Asylum movie, which I thought was underrated, underappreciated horror movie, which I thought was a great surprise. But regardless of all that, here is my top 10 favorite movies of 2018. So here we go. Number 10, The Death of Superman. The Death of Superman, for me at least, was a really surprisingly what really stood out for me for The Death of Superman was the promise of the battle between Superman and Apocalypse. That big final battle between them, it should have been powerful, gratifying, and it should have meant something, especially when you see Superman die for it. His overall battle conclusion and the way this builds up towards that battle is excellent. The movie all around is really good, but that last 45 minutes within that battle are heartbreaking, emotional, powerful, and motivational. The struggle for Superman, especially when this duality within Lois Lane, his job, coming out as Superman, just adds so much intimacy and heart and love and genuine, sincere nature to the character of Superman, which we all know and love. He's a character who we all strive to be like. So when we see him kill Apocalypse while at the not Apocalypse, it's Doomsday. That's it. That's a terrible fault on my part. But when you see him face off against Doomsday, we feel that moment of, yes, he defeated him, but it was at the expense of his life. So it was a heart, and when it does hit towards the point of when Superman does die of his wound, it's heartbreaking, and that's when the movie delivers on so damn well. And for me, I thought it was a motivational, beautiful, and incredible film, which ranks at my number 10 for me. Alright, number 9 for me is BlacKkKlansman. I'm not a huge Spike Lee fan, nor have I seen a good majority of his films. But from the small minority I've seen, like He Got Game and Malcolm X, his films are, of course, really well made. But what in my mind made BlacKkKlansman such a standout film is its ability to create a clever poignancy with its writing, with its themes, and with its overall narrative story. And while it may seem, for its time, of it being placed in the early 70s, it still feels relevant. It still carries a good deal of weight and maturity to it. And Spike Lee brings the right degree of humor, sensibility, cleverness, maturity, and wit all clash in this film. And John David Washington, who's the son of Denzel Washington, just has a great. It's just hilariously great in this movie. So is Topher Grace and God, what's his name? Adam Driver. That's it. They're all excellent. They have such great chemistry. They're such creatively brilliant moments. And even at the moments when we're cringing at the horrific racism of what the Ku Klux Klan is saying in the movie, for me, it's just, it strikes a great balance of nuance, brilliant writing, humor, and real shock of what they're saying. And it presents it in such a brilliant, motivated way, which I thought was very moving and inspiring, especially with its themes and overall narrative and story writing. But that's just my number 9. Alright, number 8, A Quiet Place. A Quiet Place reminds us all of how important sound design is, and the moment you just take away sound, and especially when you need to see when that's how most characters communicate through modes of sound. The most part about sound in movies is that it's really important to show that across any character. Of course, you can do it with subtitles, of course, with foreign films. But what makes A Quiet Place so profound and so good is the intimate storytelling, the relationship that we see within the movie with Jonathan, John Krasinski and Emily Blunt and their own family, and how sincere, genuine, and fearful they sound. But it all comes to a head with such a brilliant theme, and how well paced, well structured, and terrifying the movie is. And it is. It delivers on all fronts. In my opinion, it's the best horror movie of the year. It was either this or Hereditary, but I think this movie is just more watchable, and it has a much more of a overall arcing mood of heart and family to it. Alright, so yeah, that's my number 8. My number 7 is a long-awaited sequel, which I've been a fan of from 2015, and that is Creed 2. What more to say about Creed 2? It's a fun, dynamic, memorable action, motivational type of sports movie that really rings you up upper bars, and it really just makes you feel for Michael B. Jordan for what he's going through, trying to get his own family, of course, leaning through the abilities from his, type of sins of the fathers type of angle, especially with Ivan Drago, them coming back, but also learning more about himself and Rocky and how he needs to be more independent, and how he's trying to make his own new family. I thought it was such an inspiring, beautiful, well-told movie. Michael B. Jordan, Tessa Thompson, Sylvester Stallone, even the villains are giving such genuine heart and motivation and beauty and intimacy that really make him a brilliant movie, and in my opinion, a great sequel for me. And my number 6, closing my 10th of 6, is going to be the best, is in my opinion, the best sequel of the year, and that is Paddington 2. This is one of the most sincere, cute, well-written family films in years. The movie just reeks of a great wit, great humor, and a great ability to really make itself just literally pop, especially for a broadened family film, but it manages to have very clever, deep moments of, Paddington's more nuanced approach to life, but also how he corresponds with his own maturity and how he escapes from prison. There's some great humor. The whole in this movie is one of the few films of the year that has a staggering 100% on Tomatoes. It deserves it. In my opinion, it's the best family film of the year. And I thought Paddington 2 was just fun, beautiful, cute, sincere, and above all, a brilliant family film. Alright. Number 5. Black Panther. Black Panther, in my opinion, is one of the best movies of the year. It's well written, has some great themes within it, has some great supporting cast. It really has just so much brilliance to say. I do think it's the second best Marvel movie of the year. You know it when you see it. And what more can be said about Black Panther? It deserves all the credit it gets. It's smartly well written, has a great side cast, and a brilliant hero and a brilliant villain that contrast against each other. And as I said, a great villain. Killmonger, played by Michael B. Jordan, is just one of the most interesting, memorable, and poignant villains of the MCU has ever had, in my view. So, yes. Number 4, You Were Never Really Here. This is a dark, powerful, intimate, subtle, earworm of a movie, and the director, the director Lynn Ramsey knows how to deepen the mere psychological effects of what Joaquin Phoenix's character suffers from while doing this job. It really does feel like it's a taxi driver for a new era, and I feel like it's a truly underappreciated movie, and it's just so subtle and so clever and so deep. For me, You Were Never Really Here had a truly tremendous impression on me. I thought it was such a dark, clever, well-written, and visceral movie that I thought was incredible to watch. Number 3. It's currently in theaters. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is just the Avengers of these Spider-Man movies. It has such brilliant humor, timing, quirks, great wit, cleverness, great moments of timing, and overall sense of beautiful moments of just incredibly great fan service moments, but great moments that overall are to the overhelping narrative. Really make it feel like it's a real focused, great, brilliant movie. In my view, it's just one of the better superhero movies of the year. Just watch if you want. And yeah, it's just brilliant. Number 2. Honestly, my number 2 and number 1 could be very much a toss-up. But my number 2 is going to be the most critically acclaimed superhero movie of the year. That is Avengers Infinity War. Avengers Infinity War is just everything you've heard it is. It's just brilliant across every board. It's one of the best superhero movies I may have ever seen. It's brilliant at every level. Great villains, great story, great themes. Thanos actually did deserve to win, and I felt like, the heroes needed to take a fall. They needed to take a big chip away from their shoulder in a really genuine, interesting way where I felt like the movie earned its stripes for being probably, in my opinion, the MCU's greatest film. And I say that without a shadow of a doubt. And my number 1 favorite movie of the year is Pacific Rim Uprising. No, that's actually the worst film of the year. No. But my favorite movie of the year is Revenge. Revenge is a simplistic movie on all fronts, but it works because of that. It has a simple story, it's a rape revenge movie, and it's like if Tarantino directed Rambo First Blood. It's powerfully vivid with great colors that pop off the screen. The main girl in this movie, I forgot her name, she's so good, she's so visceral, and she gives 100% in her performance. She's so interesting and fierce and unrelenting. The villains are gross, they're vile, and they're so horrific that you just can't help but feel like cheer when she gets her quote-unquote, of course, revenge on them. The movie, it allows to really just simply focus on the narrative, the story, and the characters, which are all meanings are the most important part of any film. Yet within that, it allows the movie to breathe with simple, effective environments to feel important and necessary for the characters to really stand out. And the movie just soars above. It has a couple of improbable moments with some science being forgotten, but it's one of the most engaging, visceral, fun, vivid, incredible movies that appeal to me the most. And for me, that's why it ranks Revenge being my number 1 movie of 2018. And for me, that's my ranking of my favorite movies of this year. Everyone, I really do hope. Excuse me. I really do hope you enjoyed my review. The only reason I didn't include Won't You Be My Neighbor on the list is because that's a documentary, and to me, it's like there's a discernible difference between film movies and documentaries. But aside from that, that's the only reason why you Won't You Be My Neighbor is not on my list, because that's a documentary. That's not a film. Some may think there's not a difference. There is a difference. But hey, it appeals to everyone on different boards. And I understand if you disagree on my ranking. That's what these lists are for. This is just my favorite movies of 2018. So with all that, everyone, I really do hope you enjoyed my review. And of course, there'll be a worst movies of 2018 video coming out sometime soon. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Until then, have a great day. Peace.